Well, hello and good day, followers of Model Kit Beginners. Today we have a look at another kit, which is one of my favorites, and you will see that I have quite a few of those. In the past, I think I've used the 62 one before. This is the 64 Chevy Impala SS 2-in-1, and the 2-in-1 in this particular case is a Lowrider version. This, obviously, what you see here is not Lowrider. This is the stock version. Here also very nice stock version here in yellow to see. Just a little bit on the side what it looks like. And here we have it again. The real Lowrider version is not really shown here at the back, just about the skill levels. This particular one is from 2011. No, the kit is not from 2011. The Reeboks is from 2011. The original one is, well, let's have a look. I'm sure it's quite old, but looking at this kit, can't be that old. 23. All right, no, that's not that old. 2003, because it doesn't look that bad now. When I took it out of the bags, it didn't look that bad. But let's start where we always start. Let's have a quick look at the instruction sheet, which looks like this. Gives you an idea of the Chevy Impala hardtop 2-in-1. With a typical Revell USA fashion, color call out. All the parts have been described now exactly. If you want to learn about cars and what the parts are named on your car, well, it is perfect in 3 languages. You can go ahead and knock yourself out. Then we have there are some interesting parts which I would like to show you. Here's a 4-barrel carburetor for the custom. And quite a detailed engine here, which I actually like. Very normally these standard V8s are hauled very simple. This one seems to be quite a bit of detail in there. And if the parts are not too bad, it will be lots of fun putting this together. There's the chassis right over there. And as you can see right over here, let's get a bit closer here. Here we go. You have different options of coil springs. The reason you do have those, and also here, you can see that here, is that obviously you can vary the height of the chassis off the ground. So if you want to make it a lowrider, and since I have built a couple of these before, I've never built a lowrider, and I also have the Fuse version also somewhere in the stash, I will probably go for the lowrider version. So here's then the assembly. Here are the different wheels, the stock wheels and the lowrider wheels right over there. See the difference very nicely. Lowrider wheels obviously a lot smaller. Then you have here the interior with a console, very nice, very nice. Not a bench seat, but single seats. There you have the dashboard. It looks quite nice and even has possibly a custom steering wheel. We'll have a look and see what it looks like. You know, the chain wheel. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. And then here, another lowrider special. Right over here, if you want to go for the lowrider version, you can put in the compressors into the boot, so you can pump up your car up and down. Obviously, you need to have the compressors. Then again, nice and detailed here in front, washer fluid bottle, radiator, battery, the housing over there. That's all very, very, very nice. Then obviously different air cleaners, depending on if you do the stock or the lowrider version. You have a rear hatch which opens, so you can show the people in all your compressor setup. And then over here we have the final assembly and decals. We'll have a decal look. And here you go, this is the proper lowrider version. Looks very low. If you look here at the bottom, low and slow. Must just scrape over the bottom to make a bit of sparks. Then it's just about right. Here we go. We will have a look at the parts of that in just a moment. But before they do that, old tradition, we'll have a look at the decals. You'll find them over here. So these are the Lowrider decals, all very nice. quite a few smaller decals, also decals for the dashboard. Are there? Are there? No, I don't see actually decals for the dashboard. So there. Oh yes, there is. Look at that big one right over here. Lovely. And then you have the stock version white walls, and then you have the Lowrider version white walls, and then obviously the different registration plates. One is just a normal one from Arizona, and the other one obviously the California Reaper. And why not? Let's have a quick look at the tires. Obviously, given the fact that it is a 2-in-1, you have two different tires. You have the stock tires on a tree. Yeah, tires on a tree. But anyway, there they are on a tree. There is no branding on these. They are just plain tires. They need a bit of tender loving care. And then we have, just in comparison, here we go, gives you a pretty good idea. The Lowrider tires, quite a bit smaller, also no branding, also needing a bit of tender loving care, and also on these kind of rubbery sprues. Then let's have a quick look at the glass, which I will not take out of the plastic. Here it is. It's actually nice and thin, I really have to say. It's nice and thin glass. So you have here the front glass with the quarter windows, the back glass, and that's about it as far as the glass is concerned for the cabin. And then obviously you have a couple of light covers right over here. Same over here for the indicators. And you also have, and I must have them somewhere, here they are, pre-colored backlights. Here you go. Still have these characteristics, 6 backlights, as we know them from the 64 Chevy Impalas. Then we have there it is. You see typical custom steering wheel with the chains. Yeah, there it is. And there you have the compressors to pump the car up and down. Here you have the custom rims right over there. Give that a bit of a wash and that will come out very nicely. You have the special wheel fasteners, and that appears to be the lid for the air cooler. Which possibly needs a bit of attention. I might have to dechrome that, clean that up, and re-chrome it. Yeah. But if you're not full of, it's under the bonnet. So if you're not particularly special about it, you can obviously leave it. It's not thick. It's not thick chrome, so it's not like the unsightly 60s AMT chrome. It's thinnish chrome. It's very nice. Here you get the stock wheels. Very nice. The front end, very characteristic front end. Here you have the Lowrider dashboard. Quite something, isn't it? And parts of the trim and other stuff which you can use to dolly up your build. And we have a bit of white plastic. Let's just get all of it. Here we go. This one was in an extra bag, so I guess there's a special Lowrider parts like these orchestra horns over here, springs, etc., etc. Look at this special vertical coil parts over here, and then obviously the extra batteries which you need to run all your compressors to pump your car up and down. Otherwise, ain't going anywhere. Some interior parts. Here's the pan. Let's have a look at the bottom of the pan. That's all right. It's nicely detailed. Yeah, not bad at all. Here we go. And then we have the seats, part of the front dashboard, and that obviously is the cowling for the radiator, and then the steering column right over here. I guess that's for the bonnet or hood, depending where you hail from. Then here we have the exhaust. So you can see there is not much of a flash going on. There's bit of cleaning up, obviously, I mean, but yeah, otherwise not bad. So that's the exhaust, the console, a couple of smaller parts like a distributor, starter, and that kind of stuff, and the drive shaft right over here, looking all very, very nice. It's certainly not a bad mold, not at all. Here we have a back seat firewall and the radiator mounting, a couple more coils. Gee, there are enough coils in here to build a couple of cars right over here. And there obviously we have the frame right over here. Then we get, let's just finish up the interior. There we have the door panels right over here. As you can once again see, very nice, very clean. That's the part in the boot at the back where you install all your compressors. There's the hood right over here, very nice. And part of the seat arrangement, part of the engine. There's the oil pan right over here, and the radiator battery, and that is the stock air cleaner, should you to use that one. And then obviously you have seen it here, most of the engine parts and part of the suspension, a supports for the front and back suspension. These you will find right over here, part of the front assembly, steering wheel if you want to use the stock steering wheel, and engine parts right over here. Then let's have a look at the body itself. We obviously have the rear cover, and that is just about fitting in, so I'm not too sure if it will once we have put primer and paint and whatever on it. So you might want to, yeah, that's a very tight fit. Anyway, there it is, fits very tightly, so you will probably have to just sandpaper it down a little bit. Detail at the back, not bad at all, I would say. Like it very much. Looking at the body, yes, it has the normal sharp stuff which you just need to clean up. But apart from that, gotta love that hardtop. Yeah, no pillow. Yeah, that's just a ticket, is it not? Nice Impala 3D print right over here, and that should build up very, very nicely. Now that is not a bad kit at all. Looking at the parts, it seems to be very clean. There really are not many things to moan about. It's always, you know, a bit of a up and down with Revell kits, but in this particular one I really like what I'm seeing. I think that's pretty good. And well, the 64 Chevy Impala SS 2'n1, in this particular case the Lowrider edition. You just had to look at it. We obviously will, in a couple of months, once you have forgotten about this, I will come up with the Fugus video. But in the meantime, have a look at that. If you see it somewhere, I think it'll be a nice build, even if you just want to build the stock version. I really think it will be lots of fun building this one. And I probably would buy another one if I see one, but then I like Impala, so don't listen to me at all. You guys have a wonderful time, and all the best. Greetings from Cape Town. Cheers.